Warning, we are not trained or licensed professionals. Do not take any advice that we give as official doctoral prescribed medical treatment. We only use the name as a means to appreciate cinema as a therapeutic device, not to be confused with drugs, antidepressants, or any other forms of enhancements that you might find in legal states. Please enjoy responsibly.
Additional disclaimer. If the film says we can say it too. So check the film rating, and that will be our episode rating. Hello everyone, welcome back to Film Therapy. Thanks for joining us today. My name's Madison.
As it is always.
And as it is always, Jake is with me.
I am.
Sorry we missed last week. We've both been going through some life changes, but we're back this week. Might be a day late though.
That's okay. We might be changing our schedule. We don't know.
Yeah. So last week, 2 weeks ago, what did we talk about? Electric Dreams.
We talked about Electric Dreams.
That was fun.
A rare 80s gem that everyone should watch.
Yeah, please let me know if you've watched it, because it was great. I had lots of fun.
I've watched it.
You've watched it. Great.
We can talk about it. Yeah. Oh, wait.
Oh, good idea. But this week, we watched the 90s classic, Good Burger.
Yes.
It's going to be great to talk about. We watched it together.
It was very fun.
It was actually maybe like my first time seeing it in a long time. Maybe like 15 years.
Oh, wow, that long.
It's
been a while for me too, but not that long.
Long time. Like, I didn't remember most of it. So it was fun to watch it again and relive all the Kenan and Kel-ness.
But this isn't even really Kenan and Kel, because they had, well, it is, but they had the Kenan and Kel show, which was them playing themselves. It was like, Drake and Josh or Zach and Cody.
Mm-hmm.
But that was the original.
Right. Yeah, I also didn't watch Kenan and Kel when I was young either, so I'm ashamed of that. But you did, right?
Yes, I watched reruns of it when I was in high school. Actually, I think, I don't know which I saw first, if I saw Good Burger first or the show first. But,
okay.
Yeah, I saw both around the same time. Because I didn't see Good Burger until, like, I don't know how old I was, like 13, 14 years old, probably.
Okay. Yeah, I saw it as a kid. Like, I had some older cousins who were obsessed with it, and I watched it with them, I think. My aunt would quote the whole thing the whole time.
I love that. I watched this movie with my sister, and then we enjoyed it so much that we told our cousins about it, who proceeded to watch it, and then we all watched it together. I think all of us were together, and it's just been kind of like a mini staple.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because, like, my opinion on this movie always shifts, because I can either love it or just, like, not feel anything about it, or just be in the middle about it. But, like, when I'm in the right mood, it's just glorious.
Yeah, it's so funny. It's so stupid.
You have to be in the mindset of, it's so stupid, but it's hilarious.
It's great. So did you watch reruns of all that as well?
No, because from what I remember, they didn't really air all that, because it was on the 90s block, like, at night, and so we would tape the episodes and then watch them, like, in the morning or the weekend or something. They didn't have all that, but they had, like, all the, like, Hey Arnold, Rocket Power, Kenan and Kel, Are You Afraid of the Dark, which we also watched that. That was great. I forget what led me down the rabbit hole, but we watched, my sister and I watched Kenan and Kel, like, probably a lot of episodes, not the whole thing, I don't think, but probably a significant handful of episodes. And then we watched this on Netflix, and then Kenan and Kel did a movie spin-off from their show. So they're playing Kenan and Kel from the series, and it's in a movie called Two Heads Are Better Than None, and it's also very funny.
Oh, okay. Haven't heard of that.
I'll actually send you a scene or two, because it's like the two most, like, iconic moments, and we can put those in the description too.
I did take some time today to watch some Kenan and Kel things during my lunch break, and it was great. It was great. So now I'm at least familiar with how Kel talks about orange soda.
Oh yeah, that's his character's thing, is orange soda. There's like an episode where he and Kenan have a bet of, like, how long he can go without it.
Oh man.
One of my favorite episodes is when because it's like Kenan's family is like the focus. Then Kel, well, Kenan lives with his family, and then Kel comes over all the time because we never see his family. So it's Kenan's family and Kel, and Kenan's there too. Obviously, they all go out.
You never see Kel's family?
No, you never see Kel's family. He's always he's like how Kramer always comes over to Jerry's place. It's like that.
Okay.
So Kenan and Kel and Kenan's family, they go to a restaurant, it's like a fish restaurant or something, and then Kel tries to go find the bathroom, but the signs get switched, and he ends up getting locked in the freezer, and then Kenan gets locked in the freezer with him, and then soon everyone in the restaurant gets locked in the freezer because there's no way to get out from the inside. And it's absolutely stupid, but it's absolutely hilarious.
That's great.
And then the other episode I remember is there's one that Linda Cardellini is in, and she's like the new student, and Kel has a crush on her, and then Kenan thinks that she's a witch, and then that's like what happens. I don't even remember the rest of it. I just remember that's the plot, and then Linda Cardellini's in it, and that's it.
Perfect. What more can you need?
Mm-hmm. Which also ties into Good Burger, which we'll get to. Yes,
Linda. I was just thinking, I was like, what did we watch recently with her? And she was in it for a little bit.
And it was this.
And it was Good Burger. God dang. Oh yeah, do you want to recap?
So Good Burger is like a small burger place, and then there's the big place opening up across the street is called Mondo Burger, and it's like a theme park. It's huge. And Good Burger is just like a little restaurant, one restaurant across the street. And so Mondo Burger is going to open, and then the leader of Mondo Burger, his name is Kurt, and he's both your mother and your father, believe it or not. And so the main guy at Good Burger, his name is Ed. He's the guy who takes orders, and he's the most happy, carefree, innocent person ever. And then this kid named Dexter, it's summer vacation, and Dexter wants to just have fun and party and stay up late and sleep in. And then he's driving his mom's car, but doesn't have a license, and he crashes into his teacher's car, and so then he has to get a summer job to pay off the damages. And then he starts working at Good Burger, and he becomes friends with Ed, even though he's kind of not too pleased about it. He kind of warms up to Ed throughout the movie, and it's just the misadventures that those two have. There's one point when they go deliver a burger to Shaq, and there's one point when they get in a mental institute, and they're in an ice cream truck throwing ice cream at guys chasing them, and just zany stuff, wacky stuff.
Yes, perfect. And happily ever after.
Yes,
for Ed and Dexter. So they were how old when they filmed this? 18, I think.
I think so.
And they started their TV stuff when they were 15, I think. I think that's what I read.
Sounds
today.
About right. You're probably right.
And I was just kind of reading about Kenan and Kel today, and why Kenan went on to be the longest member of SNL so far, and why Kel isn't. And it was just Kel just has taken time to be a family man. He's got 4 kids, and
it's awesome.
He's with his second wife right now, so he's just chilling, having a good time. He's taking small parts when he can, and of course being Kel when he can, bring he's because they have an All That reboot, and so he comes and hosts that every once in a while. And I was reading, it was if he's whenever I'm at a drive-through and I don't order orange soda, people get mad at me, so I just always order orange soda.
Dang.
But it seems like everything's going well with him, and I think I read for a while that they had fallen out for a little bit. They had a falling out, but I think it was just they were both just busy doing different things, and then eventually they came together when Jimmy Fallon had them on the Tonight Show, and they did their little skit again. So, and
that was glorious. I remember when that aired.
Yeah, it's just a great story. I love these two together.
Yeah, me too. They're really one of the best comedic partnerships. I would say, but also I'm biased because nostalgia.
It's just so wholesome.
Yeah.
Did you just say wholesome? I don't remember.
No.
Okay.
I don't know. If I did, then good for you for agreeing. I'm glad you agreed.
Wholesome. And cute and slapstick and clever, and yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to bring Wilton on for a moment.
Woohoo!
So let us begin. Put him on speaker. If you can't, let me know if you can. You should be able to hear him. Hello.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey. Well, we're talking about Good Burger, so you know, cinematic classic.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know if there's anything you wanted to say about it.
Oh, it's such a goofy movie. I remember the first time we watched it, or the first time I saw it. Jake, we were with all the cousins and stuff.
Yes.
And I was back for Wisconsin for the week or something, and you were saying that it was like one of the best movies ever, and I thought you were being serious because I was like younger at the time, so I didn't really, know a lot about any of that kind of stuff yet.
Yeah.
So I thought you were being like genuinely serious.
I was.
And what's it called? We were watching it together, and I was like, this is so stupid, but it's so funny. And not ironically, but kind of funny. I watch it a lot with some of my hockey buddies sometimes because I guess I don't know why they like it so much. So
I love that.
Kind of like an all-around funny, good time for everybody.
Mm-hmm. Good time.
So, yeah. So that's kind of funny. You guys are doing that this week. Bit of a different bit of a change of pace, I would say. Feel.
Yeah. I don't even know why I think we just randomly decided to do it, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, well, good choice. I love Good Burger because I really like Kenan Thompson because I'm one of the few people, I guess, that kind of still likes Saturday Night Live. I know it's kind of gone downhill for a lot of people recently, but Kenan is he's still in the cast. I think he's like the longest recurring member on the Saturday Night Live cast ever. Mm-hmm. And I always find him really funny. So even in this movie, he just kind of carries that charm with him, and he's working with his other comedy partner at the time, Kel. I don't know his last name, but he's pretty funny too. He's kind of like a goofy kind of role, but
yeah.
Like I said, I really like Kenan Thompson in the movie. I just always find him funny. I always find his line delivery really funny, and so does my brother. And that my brother doesn't really like to watch movies or anything very much, but it seems like whenever Good Burger's on, he's always laughing at Kenan Thompson. So that always kind of sticks with me every time I think about it.
I love that. That's awesome.
Definitely super goofy, kind of just a fun, just screw around kind of a movie. You can just have it on, any time of day. And so many quotable lines. I know, Jake, you like the one where they're talking about the grinder or something.
Oh yeah.
I remember you always used to quote that all the time.
Yeah.
So that always makes me laugh. So definitely going to be an interesting one whenever this one comes out. Yeah, I don't know if I have any more to say. I kind of shared, all of my good memories and stuff. It always, like I said, it always makes me think about, us and the other cousins, because that was the first time I ever saw it.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
I always love those memories because we don't get them very often. I wish we had them more often.
Yeah, me too.
But yeah, that's really about all I have to say.
Yeah, well, thanks for sharing. That was great.
Thank you for having me on again, even for this little cameo. I love coming on.
Yeah, of course.
All right, I'll talk to you later, Jake.
All right, talk to you later. Have a good night.
Bye, Wilton. Thanks for being here.
So Kenan and Kel did start on the All That show. They had the Good Burger sketch, which led to this movie, and then the Kenan and Kel series, and then the movie called Two Heads Are Better Than None. And I think it's free on YouTube, so you can just watch it. If you're
sweet. Okay. Let's do that next week.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so the Nickelodeon movies logo is different for every movie. And for this one, it's the shake.
Oh.
Yeah, for every Nickelodeon movie, it's a different logo, from what I understand.
That's cool. Do you like that, or do you not like that?
I do, kind of.
Okay.
Because the ones I like are, I miss them in other movies.
Yeah. Do you like, the splat ones?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Splat Nickelodeon logo is the only Nickelodeon logo. Fight me.
Yeah, fight me.
Yeah, whatever the weird new one they've had for 10 years is no. Yeah, the one for Rugrats in Paris is pretty funny. I like the SpongeBob movie one, the first one. That's probably my favorite Nickelodeon logo. I like the fanfare for it.
Nice.
It sets the movie up perfectly because it's weird and trippy. Yeah, this movie also has my favorite logo of all time. Before that, which is the Paramount logo, the late '80s, early '90s one. I don't know why.
Yes,
I just love it.
Yes, it is great.
It's just like it's just there's just something about it I just love. I think it's like the way the painting looks and just the way the stars are drawn, and it's just like it's just so pretty. And most movies it's silent. I think the one movie I remember it not being silent is for Grease, and I remember that very vividly.
Oh,
and then,
really?
And then on the new 4K, they went back to the original logo, like when the movie came out in the 70s, and Wilton and I watched it on like Amazon, and it's a totally different like fanfare and logo, and I'm like, no, I know this is the original, but no, this is wrong. whatever DVD I had for like the 20th anniversary or whatever, that's the one I know.
Yes.
And then obviously, Dan Schneider went on to create and produce, classic series like Drake and Josh and Zoe 101 and iCarly and Victorious, and we're not going to go into detail about the man himself because of potential reasons, but there's no doubt that the content he created was a big part of my childhood and teenagehood. He's in this movie as Mr. Bailey, the store owner. And I remember when my sister and I watched it when we were younger, I was kind of cool because we're like, hey, it's this guy. But now it's like, I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, I read about that a little bit today, and I just kind of wanted to know what was going on. It just doesn't seem like anything is clear. There's any proof of anything really, but it's just kind of like, maybe.
No, that's the thing. It's exactly as you described it. From what I know, there's no concrete proof or information out there about Dan Schneider being that way, but there's a lot of YouTube videos and comments and memes and things like that, and there's a lot of theories out there. But as far as like, because he got the first Lifetime Achievement Award from Nickelodeon, and then like a year later they split up, like they parted ways, and then they never like revealed any information about that. And and I don't know if any cast members from any shows have come out and said anything or anything like that. But so I don't know what's true and what's not. But like I just focus on the fact that I enjoy the shows themselves.
Yeah.
And the movies. But anyway, the opening credits reminded you of Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh yes, thank you. Yes, they did.
You're welcome. I might go watch that after we record. Watch Napoleon Dynamite.
That sounds good too. Yeah, it was just like a bunch of food pictures and like a over the head shot, and just very simple and symmetrical and food. That's pretty much the similarities.
Did you say over the head shot or over the hedge shot?
Overhead shot. I mean, I guess overhead shot.
For a second, I thought you said over the hedge, and I'm like,
hedge.
I don't remember that movie. But was there a shot of food, like stop motion food in that movie?
Probably. Well, I think
probably.
Like, don't they love, like, isn't that their goal, is to like get into the rich people's houses and eat their food or something?
Yes. The only thing I remember from that movie, there's two things. Like the very end of the movie, one of the characters puts on 3D glasses for some reason. And then the other scene is when they're sneaking around someone's house, and then they hit the button on the remote, and like the THX sound like blares.
Oh,
and I always thought that was so funny.
And you hate that, don't you?
I do. I hate that sound, but that scene is so funny.
Yeah, it's good.
From what I remember.
I actually like that movie a lot.
I haven't seen it in like 10 years, but I remember liking it.
Yeah, me either. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, the opening dream sequence in this movie. The opening dream scene, and then that leads into the opening sequence. So a bunch of burgers with faces surround Ed as he drops into the abyss, and then he wakes up, and then he goes to work, and it's the zaniest commute to work ever in any movie.
Yes, it's such a crazy opening. You're just like, what? Well, actually, it's good because it kind of like, I feel like this is a good thing to do sometimes, is it just kind of oversteps like all the weirdness boundaries, and then it kind of pulls back, and it makes you like, oh well, at least it isn't like weird talking burgers the whole time, but it's like, oh, Ed gets stuck in a shake machine, like it's just as crazy, but you're like more used to it now that you've seen something crazier even in the beginning.
My sister and I tried showing this movie to our mom and our stepdad, and then at Ed being stuck on the shake machine, that's when they're like, okay, we're done with this.
Oh man, sad.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. We showed them classics a lot, like this. One time it was like, side note, another classic. One time it was late at night, and we had and TCM was on the TV, and like we just happened to be in the living room, and we watched the last 30 minutes of Attack of the 50-Foot Woman, and we were just laughing hysterically at it. It was great. It was great.
That's awesome.
It was like 11:30 at night, and we're just like I just had TCM on. My sister came in and was like, "What the hell is this?" And I'm like, "It's Attack of the 50-Foot Woman." And then like 10 minutes later, she was just sitting down, just like totally like enamored, just like laughing. Yeah. So the opening sequence also has Alexander Knox from Batman, the original the '89 Batman. He plays this irate customer that ends up setting the story in motion because he's like, I can't wait until Mondo Burger is open.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Ed's like, what's Mondo Burger? And then they're like, Ed, it's that big building they've been building for the past, 6 months. And Ed's like, oh, okay. There's plenty of moments in this movie just like that where it's just perfect. Like when Dexter's sitting down and then Ed comes by and then to cheer him up, and then Dexter's like, do I know you? And then Ed's like, I don't know. Who am I? Maybe I'm a nurse. And Dexter's like, what?
What?
And we're watching the movie just like, what?
What? Yeah, or like we were talking in that episode where we had Michael on about another round. He said every movie needs to have a dance sequence, and
oh boy,
this had a whole musical number in it.
And it's probably the best part of the movie, that whole section.
It's crazy.
In the mental hospital, they find out about Kurt's nefarious plans, then Kurt sends them to a mental hospital called Demented Hills, I think. And then when they're there, they meet both Linda Cardellini and Richard. I don't know how to say his last name. Is it Hage? I'm probably butchering that. But he plays a huge scary man, and those are the two best characters in the movie. Linda Cardellini and the big scary guy, huge scary man.
It's a better version of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Oh, undeniably. This should have been a full movie that won Best Picture. This 10 minutes, this should have been the whole movie. The whole movie in the mental hospital. They even have their own discount Nurse Ratched, you know?
Yep.
Like she's like, okay, it's she says it in a really creepy way. She's like, it's time to take your medicine. So she's like Umbridge. This movie's Umbridge for 30 seconds, and I'm just like, man, I just want the full movie just to be these in this hospital, just with all these characters.
It's so random.
There's the one guy that's eating the cards, and Dexter's like, stop eating the cards, quit poking me. It's so weird. And then Ed makes friends with a vicious psychopath in 30 seconds, and it's that's great.
Good for him. Only he would be able to do that. He's so sweet.
If this was a movie, I would want to get so it would obviously have all these characters, but it should also have Gene Wilder as Skip Donahue from Stir Crazy, because he would be great in this movie. Because he's also this naive, innocent person, and he's just amazing. So throw him in there too. Anyway, so then there's this big dance number, and it's great because Ed changes the channel on the radio.
Yeah, I love Linda Cardellini. I wish she was in more of it. And she just happens to escape with them. She's just tagging along.
But she's not, but then she doesn't escape. And then she kind of does, because she's in one shot.
Yeah, weird. She probably shouldn't escape. She should probably stay in the hospital.
She just has stuffed birds in her hair.
Yeah.
Great. That would be the rest of the movie, is it'd be a mix of Cuckoo's Nest and The Great Escape, but it would be Kenan and Kel, Linda Cardellini, the big Mr. Huge Scary Man, Gene Wilder, the guy eating the cards. Those would be the residents of the place.
Otis or whatever his name is.
Otis, yes, I forgot about Otis. I think Otis is just full of one-liners in this, and in the other movie he'd also be the same. He'd just be the same character.
Yeah, for sure. He's great.
Yeah, I think his last line in the movie is I need a jacuzzi or something like that.
Oh, me, dude. I need one.
And then, so once they escape from that place, Ed Ed and Dexter and Otis, because Otis gets... we didn't even mention who Otis is. So Otis is played by Abe Vigoda. He's the guy at Good Burger who does fries. And then he finds out about Kurt's plan, so Kurt has him thrown into Demented Hills also. And then once Dexter, Ed, and Otis escape through the window, he just picks him up. He just picks Dexter up. The scary guy just picks Dexter up and throws him through the window. And then Ed jumps through another window and breaks it all on his own, because, he can do that because he's Ed. And then the three of them get into an ice cream truck and drive away, and then they throw desserts at the the guards from the mental hospital who are chasing them. And then they're saying lines like Kenan says, have some raspberry sorbet. I totally said that wrong, but, however he says it is, so much better.
Yeah, I don't remember.
We'll just put the audio clip in it of him saying...
Wait, give me one! Oh, here you go! Listen!
What was that?
Huh?
I think it's a fudge sickle.
Get out of here! Yeah! Have some vanilla! No, take that, huh? And what about that, huh? Have some raspberry sorbet!
Speaking of Kurt, he reminds me of Fade, the character Sting played in David Lynch's Dune.
Oh my gosh, you sent me 2 pictures and you're like, same? And I was like, who is that? And you're like, it's Sting. And I was like, what? It looks exactly like, what's his name, Kurt.
You mess with Kurt, you go in the grinder. Again, what is with the grinder? And then when they go on the double date, Dexter goes with Monique, and Ed goes with Roxanne.
It's so satisfying to see like a dude, like a high school dude, not be totally infatuated with a hot girl type thing. It's just so funny the way he treats her, and she ends up getting beat up.
She's walking in with crutches and a cast.
She's got a thing, a neck brace, and she's just trying to seduce him, and he's does not compute.
And she's saying lines that
that would work on Cody Banks.
Yes, exactly. Yes, they would totally work on Cody Banks. I don't know, because it depends on which Cody we're talking about, because if it's the Cody from the first movie, he'd probably be too embarrassed to even say anything. If it's Cody from the second movie, he might not be focused on it because he's too busy catching Diaz with his flashlight.
True.
Not to, open up the can of what you just said, because I think what you said worked well, but...
Yeah, I bet. Well, he would at least be, frazzled by it. And Cody Banks in the first movie, he would be like, what is going on? Yeah, sure, I'll do whatever you say, I'll give you my recipe for my lovely sauce. I want Ed's sauce recipe.
I thought you were going to say chocolate surprise.
Chocolate surprise!
What if that's the secret ingredient to chocolate surprise is Ed's sauce?
Probably.
Because we don't see everything Derek puts in it.
Right? Just Snickers and M&M's and...
We don't know what else.
Or something. I don't know. Straight out of Compton.
So there was a novelization of Good Burger, because there's always novelizations of movies in the 80s and 90s. Okay. Yeah, so movies in the 80s and 90s always had novelizations. So like War Games or Back to the Future or Supergirl, movies that weren't based on books had book adaptations written from the script.
Oh.
So Back to the Future, War Games, Supergirl, they all had a movie novelization, a tie-in novel. Alien had one, Star Wars had one, if there wasn't a pre-existing book, there was a novel of the movie. Huh. And Good Burger had one as well. And then there was a second book called Good Burger To Go, spelled Too Fast, Too Furious. Mm-hmm. And I don't know what it's about, but it's technically a sequel. So I don't know why it wasn't a movie, but it's got Dexter and Ed in it. And I don't know the plot or who else comes back. I don't know if Linda Cardellini's in it, but yeah. We
have to find out.
It was in the back of my mind to read it sometime, but I just haven't.
Let me look up the plot.
It says Ed and Dexter are back for a second helping, says the tagline. Here we go. It says Ed, the only person who knows how to create a secret sauce, is chasing a short-changed customer around the world. The restaurant falls into trouble when it becomes evident that the sauce has not been licensed for sale. So it sounds like a natural continuation.
Very political, it sounds like. 160 pages. It's on Amazon
Yeah.
for $98.
Let's check eBay.
Holy moly.
It's probably out of print. Good Burger.
That's crazy.
Go book. That would be a great duology to read, the two Good Burger books.
Yeah.
I'll just do Good Burger book, see what I get on eBay. Yeah, so here we go. Good Burger book based on the movie was written by Joseph Locke wrote the book of the first one. And then the second book, here it is on eBay, it's $85. So it's
goodness.
That's expensive.
Wow.
Why is it so... The first book is like $5. It's like, why is the second one like so...
Huh.
Maybe it's rare.
Must be.
Maybe they released it to like tease the second movie and then like they didn't do it because, like it didn't sell well or something.
Yeah, wow.
Who knows? I'm curious to read it now. So if anybody has read it, tell us what the story is. Tell us what happens. Like if there's like a PDF online or something, that'd be cool too.
Oh yeah.
I might look into that. Anyway, do you have anything else about Good Burger, or would you like to move into what we watched this week?
I'm good on Good Burger. That was a fun time.
What did you watch this week?
So this week I watched, well, it's been a while since we recorded, but I watched a few things. My mom and I have been watching things together, which has been fun.
Oh, that's great.
We watched Crimson Peak together, which is on Netflix. I heard about it from one of my favorite YouTubers, Jade the Libra.
Is that a 90s movie?
No, it's from 2015.
Okay.
And it has Tom Hiddleston in it.
Mm-hmm.
Is that his name? Yeah.
Yeah.
And who else? Oh, Mia Wasikowska and Jessica Chastain. And Charlie Hunnam also. So it's got a good cast. It was kind of cheesy at times, but it was about like a ghost story and kind of like a warning. Like it kind of reminded me of the movie Rebecca, the book Rebecca. I've talked about that before, but
yeah.
It's kind of like this girl marries off a man and he's got lots of secrets and she doesn't really know what lies ahead in her life, and she gets into some trouble, but it was good. It was entertaining.
Sounds intriguing.
Yeah, then we watched The Woman in the Window, which is the new one on Netflix with Amy Adams, and she is agoraphobic, and it's kind of like Rear Window or Disturbia, where she's like watching her neighbors and there's a murder and she's like trying to solve it, but also she's got like this past trauma and everything. So that one is pretty cool too.
That sounds really intriguing.
Mm-hmm. And then I watched Fargo finally. I hadn't seen that.
Ooh. What did you think?
I liked it. But yeah, I really liked it. Like the main dude is just such a dweeb and I hate him.
Yes. And then Steve Buscemi's like,
oh,
so great.
Yeah, it's so like violent and tragic, but it's also really hilarious. And Frances McDormand's character is my favorite in that. She is amazing.
I know, she's so great.
Like so amazing. She's kind of like the Lucy from Twin Peaks.
Yes. Have you seen the Fargo series?
Mm-mm.
So there's a series. It's based on the movie, but it's an anthology series, like American Horror Story. I don't think it connects to the movie really at all. But there's one season where Ewan McGregor plays two characters, and he got a lot of acclaim for that, and he won the Emmy for that.
Oh,
and
yeah.
You know what else came out that same year was Kyle MacLachlan in Twin Peaks.
3.
And a lot of people.
And he plays 3 characters.
Well, he plays like 7.
That's true.
He plays like 5, 6, 7, but yeah, really 3. But yeah, like, come on, Emmys.
Come on. Is the Fargo series, is that the one like directed by Ben Affleck or something?
No, there's a movie called Argo with Ben Affleck.
Argo! Yes, I always get that confused with Fargo.
Wait, Argo, did Ben Affleck? Yeah, he directed and starred in it. Yeah. I have not seen Argo.
Me either, but maybe I should so I quit getting them confused. But it was good overall. And then I watched Things Heard and Seen, which is also new on Netflix with Amanda Seyfried. Someone please correct me. I don't know what it is. It was kind of reminiscent of the other two that we watched, like The Woman in the Window, Crimson Peak, and Things Heard and Seen were kind of all like the same genre, I would say, like kind of like murdery, kind of ghosty, kind of spiritually. So it was good. It was entertaining, and yeah, some parts we kind of laughed at, but it was good overall. There was a lot that happened. It was really long.
Yeah.
Kind of felt long, but it was just kind of like things kept happening, so like my interest kept being piqued. So it's good. And then, of course, on HBO, they released all the Harry Potter movies, so Noah and I watched every single one this weekend, and that was amazing.
That is so great. I'm so glad you got to do that.
Me too.
That triple feature sounds like a really interesting, like you could make a trilogy out of those movies.
Yeah.
So if you don't mind, briefly, what are your thoughts, after rewatching, what are your thoughts on the Harry Potter movies, like each of them?
So I really loved, like before this, my thoughts on the Half-Blood Prince. It was like, that's my favorite book, that's my favorite movie. And rewatching all of them, that still stands. I love that movie. I think it's the perfect combination of like dark and funny. And it's like everyone's falling in love, and like there's like dating drama, which of course I love. And but then it's also like the introduction to Horcruxes and like everything that's dark and scary about the whole series that leads into the next two books and movies, or the next two movies. And I just I love the ending sequence of like when Harry goes with Dumbledore to destroy the Horcrux, and it's just so magical.
It is.
And
it is. And then the ending is just
yeah. The one I'm least familiar with is Chamber of Secrets, but I really do like that one too. The one I wasn't really looking forward to was like Goblet of Fire and Order of the Phoenix. Order of the Phoenix, I really enjoy the story of, but it's just like they try to cram the biggest book into the shortest movie, and
they do.
It's not fair.
No.
So there's like so much left out, and I mean, I understand, but it's just like in terms of filmmaking, it's not a very, like in terms of a script, it's not a good script.
It just kind of jumps around.
Yeah, it's just kind of like this happens, this happens, this happens, this happens, this happens, which I guess is okay if you're watching the entire series, because I think that kind of felt like it was okay when I watched it this time. But like one time I just like offhandedly put it on and I was like, this sucks. But in terms of everything, it was just like a stepping stone into the next one from Goblet of Fire, you know? So it kind of worked that way. Yeah, and then I really do like the first three, the last three. Oh, yeah, I was so happy to get to watch them again.
It makes me want to watch them again.
Yeah, you should.
Tuin hasn't seen them. I know. I know. Call him for me and tell him that you say he has to watch them. Because he won't listen to me.
Excuse me? Davis hasn't seen him either.
What?
Yeah, I know.
We need new friends.
Well, yeah, okay, so I was watching them, and Noah was going insane. He remembers every single detail from the books, and he remembered the entire plot of all the movies and all the quotes, and he was going insane, and I was like, oh my god, I had no idea you knew the story so well. I was like, oh my god, are you kidding me? Yeah, it was awesome. He was like, yeah, so remember when this happens in the book? I was like, no. And I only read them like maybe 5 years ago. I read them all again, and it's been like 8 or 10 years since he's read them. But yeah, that was fun. God, the first one, he was just screaming the entire movie, and I was like, shh. Oh, but it's good. It's good. So, what did you watch this week?
So the first thing I watched, I've wanted to see this movie for a long time, and it's a longer movie. And it's a Mad World, and I've wanted to see it for a long time because James Rolfe is probably my biggest inspiration ever when it comes to cinema, and it's his favorite movie. And I saw it, and I thought it was all right. I wasn't like a huge fan of it, but there's moments in it that are amazingly hysterical. It's about a group of people that they find a dying man on the side of the road, and then he tells them that there's like a lot of money hidden in California, so they drive like from one side of California to the other in real time, and just like all the zany antics that happen, and it's pretty funny. But it wasn't a movie I'd probably ever watch again. It was solid, but it wasn't like the ending was worth it, but it definitely felt like long in places, and I'd be lying if I said I watched the whole thing.
Is it a kids movie?
No, but kids could watch it.
Okay.
Like, I think it's rated G, but it was made in the 60s.
Oh.
It's shot in like this beautiful, like wide 70 millimeter frame. Like the screen is so wide, it's crazy. It's great. So that was on TCM, so I watched that.
Oh, nice.
Continuing my Richard Pryor, Gene Wilder pairing marathon, I watched See No Evil, Hear No Evil, which I enjoyed. There were moments in that were hysterical. I don't think I liked it as much. I definitely didn't like it as much as Stir Crazy, and I think it's my least favorite of the three I've seen, because there's one more to watch. But it was still really funny. So Gene Wilder plays a deaf character, and Richard Pryor plays a blind character, and they get caught up in a murder case.
Oh my gosh.
And then there's a scene where they explain to each other that they're deaf and blind, and it's so funny because
I feel like you sent me that when you were watching it, like on Snapchat.
I think I did. I was laughing so much at that. And then I watched the first season of the Castlevania anime, and I enjoyed it. It left me wanting more. But there's 3 more seasons. But I don't know when I'll be watching the other seasons. The first episode is insane. Like, it's incredible. And then the rest of the season, episodes 2 and 3 are solid, and then episode 4 is really good. So, like, the beginning and ending are strong, and then the middle's it's only 4 episodes, like 20 minutes each, so it's really short. And then last night, Toon and I watched The Mitchells versus the Machines, which was absolutely glorious.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I've been wondering about that. I've heard it's good, but I was like, what is this?
So Lord and Miller produced it. They wrote and directed the Lego Movie.
Oh man. Okay, I'm down. That's all I needed to hear.
Then Phil Lord wrote Spider-Verse, and Chris Miller was also involved. And then they did this new one. They produced this new one called The Mitchells versus the Machines. And the director was somebody who worked on Gravity Falls. I'm not sure in what capacity. I think they were a director on Gravity Falls. The director of this movie, Mitchells versus the Machines. Mm-hmm. Let me see about that real quick. One of the directors... Michael Rondo was on Gravity Falls as a writer. Wrote a lot of episodes. So one of the writers from Gravity Falls directed The Mitchells versus the Machines, and it's absolutely glorious.
Okay.
It's on Netflix. Just go and watch it. It's a very timely movie. And then we watched the classic Con Air, because I'd never seen Con Air, and I was super tired, but we watched it anyway, and it was absolutely amazing.
I don't know what that is.
It's a 90s movie starring Nicolas Cage with long hair and a southern accent, and he's on a plane trying to go see his wife and daughter, who he's never met before. And it's great. And then there's a bunch of criminals on the plane, and then they break out, and then the plane is taken over by the criminals.
Does it mostly take place on the plane?
Yes.
Oh boy. And
Steve Buscemi is in it, and Ving Rhames from Mission Impossible, and Danny Trejo's in it. He plays this awful scumbag. And McKelty Williamson, Bubba from Forrest Gump, is in it. John Cusack is in it.
Oh my.
It's totally silly, but it knows it's totally silly, and it's so great.
Okay, good. Yeah. As long as it's
self-aware.
Yeah, self-aware.
Yes, it's very self-aware in the best possible way. I highly recommend it. I highly recommend both of those movies, actually.
Okay.
So what do you want to watch for next week?
So I was just about to buy Call Me By Your Name. I was like, I think I need this movie.
Yes, I will. And Tuan hasn't seen that, so that'd be a good excuse for me to show it to him.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. I would love to watch Call Me. If that's what you're hinting at, I'd love to watch Call Me By Your Name.
Awesome. Let's watch Call Me By Your Name. Happy Pride Month, everybody.
Happy Pride Month. I have not read Find Me yet, the sequel. I've got it for Christmas. It's sitting on my shelf. I have it, although I have read the first book, and the first book is one of the best things I've ever read in my life.
Really?
Holy crap. The book is so good. All right, so we're going to watch Call Me By Your Name. Thanks for listening to this episode on Good Burger. We're Film Therapy. We channel our emotions into talking about movies that we love, and sometimes movie that we hate.
Yes. You can follow us on Instagram at Film Therapy Podcast. You can join our YouTube channel, subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Yes, please do.
Film Therapy Podcast, where we'll be posting some extra videos this week from Kenan and Kel and Kenan and Kel's movie. Mm-hmm. Email us if you feel like it at filmtherapypodcast@gmail.com.
It was funny because I had a Patrick quote in my head, and I didn't know what episode it was from at first. All I remembered was, fingernails, fingernails. You don't have fingernails, Patrick. And I'm like, what's the context of that? So I YouTubed it, and then I found it.
Oh, okay.
But that was like the beginning of the clip, was like, just Patrick, like, prancing, going like, fingernails, fingernails. Fingernails, fingernails. You don't have fingernails, Patrick. I can't believe what I'm hearing. You don't have any ears either.
Keep therapizing.